here on PALS TV. Thanks for coming back with us. We had a fun morning, and as usual, we're going to kick off our afternoon down at Art Outside the Lines with Layla, Audrey, and Bianca. And as I was telling everyone prior to our 11 o'clock show with Professor Phil, it is Bianca's birthday today, and we all want to wish Bianca a very happy birthday. So I did ask Jonah to unmute everybody. If you want to come off of mute, let's sing to Bianca. So let's go to group Zoom. Happy birthday.
You can take yourself off of mute now.
Come on.
Happy birthday.
Let's go on three. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday
to you.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday
to Bianca.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Oh, I didn't forget it.
Happy birthday,
Your
Bianca.
birthday.
Happy birthday, Bianca.
Got a lot of fans out there. So.
Thank you guys. Thank you so much. Audrey got me a pie. So, thanks everyone.
Happy birthday, Bianca.
Happy birthday, Bianca.
Thanks guys. Thank you so much.
I don't know.
That was wonderful. Thank you all for helping out and wishing Bianca a very happy birthday here on PALS TV. So next we're going to do a little gardening. They've given us all kinds of great programs from Art Outside the Lines, from trivias and drawing shows, magicians coming in. Now we're jumping into gardening. So you never know what you're going to get with our friends down at AOTL. So live from downtown Columbus, Bianca, Layla, and Audrey.
Awesome. Thanks for joining us on this rainy day. Our original plan was we were going to take you into our courtyard garden and show you that, but it is just keeps pouring down rain. So Layla had an awesome idea where we are going to show you how to make a fairy garden. Layla, take it over, girl.
Okay. You can get these at Walmart.
Can you guys hear Layla?
Online.
Lauren says she can't hear you.
Okay. You can get these online or at Walmart or anywhere like that. All you do is take the biggest half, put it there. The one with the door goes right on top, and then this one.
So this is the style that Layla has. So most fairy gardens you're going to put together yourself, and that's what she's showing you what to do right now.
Yes. And we got, I have no idea how to say it. So we have orange flowers, pink flowers, and blue flowers. So
yeah, you guys can pick up either flower seeds and start your garden kind of early inside, or you can, grab some flowers, that are kind of different, or whatever you want them to look like, and that are already bloomed, and then you can place them in your fairy garden where you want them. So you can have your fairy garden outside or inside. Just if they're inside, just make sure that they have plenty of light. The flowers that I have right here is like a mixture, and they require 6 hours of light. So make sure you look at the lighting requirements for the flowers that you're getting, whether you're starting them from a seed or whether they're already bloomed.
I think these might be too tall.
Oh, Layla thinks these might be too tall, so let's see. These are a little tall, but I think we can make it work. So what Layla's doing first, and she has her gloves on, so that's awesome, is she's taking the flowers that she wants out and she's placing them in there. But we want to make sure they're secure, so we might add a little bit of potting mix. And if you are starting from a seed, you're going to definitely want some potting mix, and you're going to place it in your fairy garden, and then you're going to place your seeds in. So Layla's adding a little bit of the potting mix to kind of even out the soil.
Probably
And-
gonna want to do this outside because I just filled a hole with water.
Yeah, outside is a great idea, but that's okay because we have an art table, so it's no big deal if we get it messy. So
And the kit comes with these tiny tools that can help, like, to get under in like little spaces, because it has like almost like a porch that sticks out, and it can help you get under there.
here, Layla, you can show them what you're doing.
Yeah.
It has little tiny tools that you can get under all the areas.
Yeah. Right there. Kind of taking some soil and flattening it out on there. And it helps if you have gloves, because then you can really use your hands and don't have to worry about getting soil in your fingernails.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we got our first, see, that's pretty secure. And also it helps with my soil. My flowers that were outside last night, so it rained, so the soil's nice and moist. We might not even need to add any water to this. And that helps the soil stay firm in your garden. So we got our first flower in there.
I'm gonna put one up here.
I think we should let's do the bottom first, so that way it's all even and nothing tips over. So now Layla's chosen some pink flowers to do. And what she's doing, guys, is when she takes a bunch of these flowers out, I'll show you what she does. She takes them, and then they're gonna kind of look like this. Do you see the roots and everything are wrapped up a little tight?
I just very gently pull them apart and pack the soil all together.
Yep, she gently pulls the roots apart, very gently with gloves, and then she pats them down and then adds more soil around them.
And then uses that to pack it more.
And I'm gonna help her pack the soil in there so it's nice and even and tidy.
And afterwards, we're gonna add more soil, so. This is just to make sure that the flowers don't fall over.
So what I'm doing right now is I'm taking the flowers that Layla picked and I'm kind of patting down by the root and that extra soil that I've added.
And in the back, there's another one, and if we put another flower in the back, it'll cover it up. So now I want to put some blue flowers up here.
Okay, so now Layla's gonna work on the top. She
But
does
first
not want to
we-
put any flowers in front of her doors, so we're just gonna put some dirt under the doors. If you want to, you can make this as full as you want though. You can pack flowers in there.
And this kit comes with tiny little chairs. So I'm just gonna snap them together and place them in the soil.
Okay, so what Layla's talking about right now is the little chairs and things that it comes with. And you get to build those chairs and then place them wherever you want in your fairy garden. So your little fairy can have a patio and places to sit.
Now, my fairy won't be able to stand up because the base of it broke. And so mine has like a little wire that you connect into it. But the back of it that's supposed to go in the back, the nub broke off. So I can't put the fairy there. So I'm still gonna put the chairs because it looks cute. And I have no idea where the table and the umbrella that went to it went. But.
All right, I'm gonna add a little bit more soil around her flower over here to make it a little bit more even. Okay, so this flower right here is kind of struggling, but I think we can make it work. We're gonna moisten the soil around it a little bit with some water.
Because there's a tiny little pocket right here. I'm gonna put some soil here to make it build up.
Okay. All right.
And a good thing is that it has a roof, so if your flower is drooping, you can set it up against there and take care of it, and it should.
Prop your flower up a little. So Layla's adding a little bit of water with the can that came with her fairy kit.
But you can use a cup of water or anything.
Yeah. Okay.
It got buried under the tray. I'm just gonna add a little bit of water in the potting mix to keep it all together. And I might add a little bit more here to even it out.
Okay, so now that Layla has the bottom of her berry garden
Just
packed
keep
in
it
there,
in and out.
she's just evening it out with potting mix and making sure her flowers are secure.
And I'm gonna add a little bit more under here. So I'm just gonna put it all here and tuck it under.
Do you guys give me a thumbs up if you need Layla to be a little louder? Okay, you guys can hear her? Okay.
Okay. So I'm just to evening out under the balcony. I am putting potting mix and a little bit of water and packing it all together.
Beautiful. Okay, I'm gonna show them what it looks like.
Okay.
All right, guys, can you see? I don't want to lift it up too much because this, you see that okay? So she's got her flowers in there and she's got her potting soil that's pretty packed in there and even. And that's how you want it to look like. See, her flowers are nice and secure.
I'm just using the little tiny shovel that it came with to make sure it's nice and packed together.
Mhm.
And if it's too packed, you can use, mine came with like a little claw thingy, and you can use that to kind of separate the dirt a little bit.
So she's using a little rake that it came with to separate some of the dirt that's a little bit too packed.
Because you still want your roots to be able to grow together. So you don't want it to be too packed together.
Beautiful.
Looks good. Now I'm going to start on the top. And since we didn't have room for any blue ones, I'm going to put a blue one on the top.
Get it?
Oh, the blue is so pretty.
I love the blue.
Start to pull apart a little bit.
Here, let's do a different blue one. That one didn't come out very
Oh,
easily.
that has no flowers in it.
Yeah. These flowers are kind of hard to pull out. So just be really gentle if you have flowers that are already potted.
Because you don't want to break them.
Especially if they're wet, since it rained last night, the soil's very packed in there. But this is a good bunch right here.
That should be good because the top
use
is
this.
very small, so that should be actually okay.
This is so sweet. So pull it a little bit down.
I'm gonna have to stand up because you guys can't really see where I'm putting it.
I'm just gonna hold this down for Layla because it's not very sturdy at the top. But she's doing an awesome job.
I'm gonna just take a little bit of soil, put it in there real quick.
You know what? What I'm gonna do, guys, I'm gonna lift these flowers up so that this can be a little bit higher. And so we're gonna put this time, how before we packed the flowers in and then added soil, we're just gonna add soil to the top. And then we're gonna put these flowers in and add more soil. So that way you can see the flowers at the top, just like that.
And then add more soil on top, but first I'm gonna add a little bit of water.
Layla's adding some water to get that nice and sturdy and packed in there.
And then just adding more soil to cover up the roots so that it can grow.
Guys, Layla has been gardening with me and her grandma since before she could walk. So she is quite the little gardener.
Yes. And I have this little mushroom, fake mushroom up here, and you fill it up with water, and then it kind of like rains down on the flowers.
Yeah, so if you have this outside when it rains, it's gonna trickle through the mushroom and feed the flowers on top, and then trickle through and feed the flowers on bottom.
And if it's really dry, you can fill it up.
Yeah, you can fill it with water.
Just loosening up the dirt a little bit because
You want to put more there?
yeah, I think I might add more flowers, so I'm just gonna take out a little bit of this potting mix, so we'll have room for it. I'm gonna do like, do we have any tiny little blues?
We're gonna look for some tiny little blues.
I have this little part. There's a tiny little one.
We're trying to find the perfect bunch of flowers to put in there, and that's half the fun, guys, is picking out the flowers that you want. We're gonna make a little hole here for Layla to place that in the soil, just like this, separate it. Great. And guys, these are just so cute to sit on your patio or to take care of in your room, especially if you love fairies as much as I do.
I want to try to get the roots nice and tucked into the soil so that they will be able to grow better. And I have some extra, I might not have any extra water after this, but I am going to fill my can up with a little bit more water and put it in the mushroom so that it can water up here.
All right, Layla's gonna go fill her can up, and while she's doing that, I'm just gonna work on patting all the soil down, and then I'll show you guys kind of what it looks like in a closer look. So she's gonna go fill up her little can so that she can fill up her mushroom. Do you guys see how cute that is? I don't know if you can see that all the way, but it is so cute. We've got our little mushroom. We're gonna set our fairy up down here.
So cute.
Do you see that? So you can, like, down here, Layla only has a couple flowers planted, and she's gonna put a little patio up here, and up here it's really full. So you can really just make this however you want to. Whatever you dream of a fairy garden looking like, you can make it that. Okay, so now Layla's gonna fill her mushroom up, and that's just gonna feed her flowers. So when your mushroom is empty, just go ahead and put more water. Not that same day, but the next day, put more water in there. And you're gonna want your soil to be moist, not all the way dry, but you don't wanna overwater these. So if you got lots of water that's sitting in your soil,
I think
that's a little too much.
Added a little bit too much water to the mushroom. So I'm just, and I took the mushroom out, and now I can't get it back in.
So there's a little tiny hole here where the mushroom goes, and then we've covered it with dirt, but that's okay. We can find it again. I did find the hole, but I can't.
I'm gonna move the table.
Here we go. We got it in there. Okay, so that's Layla's fairy garden. She's gonna go ahead and work on setting her table up, putting her fairy in there, all that stuff. And then
fairy's broken.
Oh, fairy's broken. We're not, well, I guess it's just a garden then. We can set the fairy in the ground.
Consider, yeah.
Normally she would have a little hook that she comes out of and she would fly around, but that's okay. It's still gonna be really cute. And
I'm
then
just gonna take the little rake and make sure that the soil's done,
And then when Layla does that, guys, I'm gonna show you another fun little project. So I'm going to move this so you guys can see me a little bit more. Okay. So today I'm going to show you guys how to plant. I have an aloe plant, just like a little plant that you're going to transfer into a little pot. We're going to paint the pot, and then this is going to be an indoor plant. So my aloe right now at my house is dead, so I picked up some new aloe.
you mean my aloe? The house is dead.
Oops. I broke the aloe a little bit, but
It's okay, it grows back.
aloe is so useful to have around the house. You can use it, you know, if you have a cut
Sunburns.
or on your sunburn, or you can make some cosmetic things out of it. I make an eyelash serum out of it. If you guys ever want to see that, it's fabulous. Okay. So I'm gonna have my pot here, and I'm going to take,
I have a quick.
Layla's gonna tell you a quick about aloe.
So
Go ahead,
Eve
Layla.
and Mike were doing some research about aloe vera, and these little parts, when you give it a slight tug, it'll feel like it would lift up the plant. Those are the ones that you want to use, because the ones on the outside are normally smaller, and you want to use the ones where when you tug on it, it almost feels like it would lift up the plant.
Okay, so when you're using your aloe, use the firmer pieces first. They're probably gonna be larger, they're gonna be really thick and firm, and you can just test that out by tugging on them real quick. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead.
And for this one, it's usually gonna be like in the inside, but it'll look like it's the outside.
Okay, thank you for that tip, Layla. Okay, so I'm going to take my shovel and I'm gonna fill it. This pot is a little big for the aloe I have, but that's okay because you know, aloe spreads and it's gonna need room to grow, so that's fine. So we're gonna take about 1/3 of the pot. We're gonna fill with potting soil, and make sure you guys look when you get your potting soil, because there's potting soil that's good for cactus. Only there's potting soil that's good for outdoors or indoors. This potting soil is good for indoor and outdoor. So that's the kind I like to do, because I transfer a lot of my plants indoors once it gets cold. Okay. So I have my pot and it's about 1/3 filled with soil there. I should really be wearing gloves, but that's okay. I like to get my hands a little dirty. Okay, and so you're gonna take your aloe. This soil right here is really dry because it's been sitting in the store.
I have some leftover water if you want to do that.
I might use some of Layla's leftover water from her fairy garden. And so I'm gonna kind of make sort of like a hole in my potting soil. And I'm gonna place my aloe there. I'm gonna get the roots as best as I can. We're gonna wet this down a little bit so I can pull the roots a little better. So I'm gonna get the roots as best as I can kind of pulled apart so it merges with the soil that we're putting in there. That's all you're gonna do. You're gonna work from the bottom and up so you don't pull your aloe apart, but you get your roots pulled apart enough to where it sticks in there. Okay, so now I've got my aloe in there, and then it's kind of sturdy, so I'm gonna now add some more mix.
Do you want me to hold the aloe plant?
Oh yeah, Bianca's gonna hold the aloe plant for me. And I'm just gonna put some soil around there and kind of pat it in, not too much.
Does anyone else love the smell of soil? Is that weird?
I like the smell of Sharpies.
Okay. Alrighty, smell of soil's great. Maybe not Sharpies. Okay. Okay, you can go ahead and look up. Okay, that's pretty sturdy. I'm gonna add a little bit more. And so you just keep adding until you feel like your aloe is sturdy enough. And I feel like it's getting there. Okay. So my aloe is pretty sturdy right now. You guys can see that, and my pot's pretty full. I'm gonna, later on, I will add a little bit more water. So with aloe, guys, to take care of aloe, it needs plenty of sun. So you wanna have it close to a window. And then you're going to water this when the soil is dry. You're not gonna water it often, probably every couple weeks when the soil's dry, but you're gonna water it really, really thorough. So I like to have a pot with a hole at the bottom, do you see that? And so that way I can water that all the way through, and then the extra water is gonna come out the bottom. And then I'm gonna set my aloe by a window for a couple more weeks until the soil gets dry again. So aloe is not something you're gonna water like every couple days. But when you do water, you're gonna use a lot. Okay, so now I got my aloe planted. Phil would like to say something.
If there's a hole in the bottom of your pot
Mhm.
and I'm watering it, how do I keep the water from coming out and getting all over my windowsill?
That's a good-
Messing up my carpet.
It's a good question. So if you have a hole in the bottom of your pot, most of my pots have like a catcher at the bottom. So it catches the water that comes out, and then I will drain that water. Depending on the plant, because sometimes they like that extra water, but usually a good rule of thumb is to drain that extra water from your catcher. But if I don't have a catcher at the bottom of my plant, I'll take it over to the sink and water it there, and then shake that, and so the water is done coming out, and then I'll place it back by the windowsill. Okay. So now the fun part, we're going to paint our pot. So you guys can really have a lot of fun with indoor plants and make your pot the way you want them to look. You can paint the pot before or after, but if you do it before, make sure it's all the way dry before you start potting.
It's probably gonna be easier if you paint it before.
Okay, so I'm not gonna paint the whole pot because it's already been painted, and you guys know I love pink, so we're gonna leave this pink. Especially pink and green together, I think it's super cute. So I have some orange, some like a burnt orange, and some yellow, green, some purple. And I'm just going to, guys, what should I make? Does anybody have a suggestion on what I should draw? Raise your hand if you do. Georgie, 1 sec. Great, Georgie.
You should do like bees and butterflies.
Bees and butterflies, that's so cute. I agree. I'm gonna do some bees and butterflies then. All right, guys, I am not an artist. You guys know this, but I'm going to attempt to paint a bee. Okay.
All right, if you go to AOTL, you always know that Bianca says you must add white paint to all the paint colors because they won't show up.
Okay, so we're gonna add some white paint.
Yep. And then you just add white paint to it kind of makes the paint thicker and it'll go on easier.
It will make your colors more pastel though. So if you want it darker, you
just add more color. Yep.
All right. Yeah, you guys can make that color however you want. I think this is a nice yellow. Thank you for the tip, Bianca. You're welcome. Okay, so I like that yellow for a bee. So I'm gonna make the bee's body. Let's make a little bee right here. So I'm gonna make a little bee circle, I guess.
You can use this brush for the wings.
Oh, I'm gonna make a real juicy fat bee because that's really cute. So I have my bee body. George, what do you think about a bee body? That's my start. Yeah, you like that? Okay, all right. I got the George approval, so we're gonna go ahead with the bee body. All right, so I got my bee body. Let that dry. I got my water here. Important to wash out your brushes.
Or are you gonna do a couple bees like that?
Never leave your brush in there overnight though, because it will make your brush.
I'm gonna go ahead and make a couple bee bodies. So I guess I didn't really need to wash out my brush. Okay.
Bee body.
Little bee bodies. Some of them are gonna have fat bees and little bees and squishy bees.
I was
Capital
gonna say,
bees.
you could have done it on the ring and then make the bottom.
Do another bee right here. I don't know. I like my bees fat. Yeah. Another bee body. Okay. Let's do like 3 bees. Do a bee right here at the bottom.
It's like little fingerprints.
Yeah, right now it looks like little yellow fingerprints for sure. Okay, so now that I got my bee bodies there,
Oh, sorry. Yeah, so cute.
I'm gonna go ahead and start on the butterflies while those bee body dries, because I don't want to add a different color paint or really any paint until you know, that first layer is dry, because then it's just gonna all merge together and it's gonna look like a great bee. Okay, so I'm gonna get a smaller, more pointed paintbrush, because I'm going to do like the outline of my butterfly.
You could use purple.
And then, okay, we're gonna use purple for the outline.
It's the closest we have to black.
So I'm gonna do the butterfly's body first. And then I'm gonna do the body and then I'll show you what it looks like after. Okay. My paint is kind of runny, so I might have to do a couple coats, but that's okay. So I have now, this is my body of my butterfly. And then I'm gonna draw her, or I'm gonna paint her wings on. Really, it would be best if you had even a smaller brush. And this brush is honestly, it's kind of hard. So I'm gonna wash it off and see if I can soften it up a little bit. There we go. That might help. Layla, will you give me a paper towel? Layla's gonna get a paper towel so I can dry these off. Okay. Oh, thank you. All right. So now I'm gonna draw the wings of my butterfly. Am I using kids paint?
No.
Okay.
Are you adding the white? That's why.
I didn't add the white on my purple, so it was not
Thick enough.
showing up very thick.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna redo those wings. There we go, that should be better. Okay, so.
Pink is very strange. Over my pie like that.
All right. It's really hard to show you guys when I'm painting this. Okay, so I've got the start of my butterfly there. I got my little bee bodies. I'm gonna do one more butterfly, and then my bee bodies should be dry, and we can work on the rest of the bee.
You could draw little flowers on the rim.
Layla said I could draw some flowers on the rim. That's a great idea. Let's see. Oh, we don't have too much time though, so what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to, I'll just try to paint one of my butterflies all the way real quick so I can kind of show you what it would look like.
You could do a green butterfly or
Okay. So I'll add some more detail to my butterflies, but there's one of my butterflies so far. I like the pastel kind of purple with the pink. And then I will start on the lines of my bee. Oh, you know what? I don't have any black.
I'll go get some.
Layla's gonna grab me some black. I don't know if we'll have time, but that's okay. While she does that, I will start on another butterfly. Oh, and guys, here's a part of the aloe that came off. Have you guys ever messed around with aloe? So you don't want to like take too much off of your plant, and you want to make sure it's ready before you pick it off. But my fingers are dirty. But the stuff inside, this goop, this is so good for so many things. Like this gross goopy stuff you can put on cuts, a sunburn, so many things. I just love having aloe around.
You can use that cap for the black.
Okay, so Layla brought me some black. So I'm gonna work on
I put a cap there.
my bees.
Black is really dark.
Black is pretty dark.
Okay, so my first bee up here, I'm gonna put some little stripes. Oh my gosh, this is gonna be so cute. Little bee head.
You
Little-
should.
Little Bianca on there.
How many legs do bees have? 6? How many legs do bees have, guys? 6 legs?
Normally insects have 6 to 8 legs.
Who knows, George?
George, you know?
All insects have
6 legs. Okay, got it.
Professor Phil just freaked out, you guys. All insects have 6 legs.
All
Except
insects
for-
have 6 legs.
Wait, no.
She's
spiders
having
have
anxiety over here.
Except for spiders.
Yeah, spiders.
Layla,
Are
say
they-
it again.
We're arachnid.
That's right.
They're
Spiders are arachnids, not
they're
insects.
arachnids.
Whoa! I can go to school.
That's why when you're afraid of spiders, you have arachnophobia.
This bee has some really long legs. He's like really gonna jump on you there. Oh, I don't know if I left room for the wings, but I think so. Draw some
If
little
not,
bee
you can
wings.
go over it.
Gosh, how do you draw bee wings? Like little,
Make a
like
bee.
little humps?
You could do it
Make a
with the
capital
white
B on
paint.
its back.
A capital B
You
on
can do
his
it with
back.
the white paint. Never mind.
All right. So this is my first bee. What do you think, guys? Is it cute?
I'll give that bee an A.
Wait.
Been sending her the menu.
Leg.
Shit. Hold on.
Z-
Hold up.
And
Yeah.
okay. I can't
Yeah,
read.
I'm here. What's up?
It's like 5 more minutes.
Wait, who do
Centipedes have hundreds of legs.
All right. Lauren, what did you say, Lauren?
I said centipedes
Unmuted?
have hundreds of legs.
We're trying to get you back.
We muted him.
What'd you say, Lauren?
I said centipedes have hundreds of legs.
Yes, you're right. They do. They have tons of legs. Absolutely.
Hundreds of legs. Amazing.
Okay.
But always an
They
odd.
do.
Yes, they do. Centipedes are disgusting. So many legs. All right, guys, there's
They're
my
yucky.
Heather, you're unmuted.
I love it.
Thanks. There's my butterfly. She's not finished. He, she.
I love it.
But
So cute, Audrey.
guys, I'm gonna finish them later. George, thank you for the idea, but I don't think we have any more time to continue with the pot. But anyway, that's the idea. You know, make it
It's
fun.
1:39.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Lauren.
Lauren.
Thank you.
Yep.
So we're gonna kick it back.
PALS TV is the host now.
No.
Lauren York is the host now.
Yeah.
Lauren, sorry about the producer cutting you off. I shouldn't-
Yeah, sorry. I was on the phone. It said all of a sudden I was unmuted. I didn't know what happened. I panicked under all the pressure.
We heard, buddy.
We're all human. We're all
We are.
I know everybody.
We miss you too.
Jenna's been doing a great job behind the scenes. Caitlin, you have a question?
So Make it
Huh?
Disney like a Mickey Mouse pot.
Oh, a Mickey Mouse pot? That's cute. Yeah, you can make your pot however you want. Mickey Mouse is a great idea.
Mhm. Well, needless to say, they do it all down at Art Outside the Lines. We get a little bit of everything. I know every time I stop there, everyone's having fun, and it's always a blast and a lot of smiles going around. So we can't thank you ladies enough for doing these segments. Great job, Audrey, Layla, Bianca. Bianca, enjoy the rest of your day. You definitely deserve it. So we wish you a very happy birthday.
Thank you.
And
Happy
everyone else,
birthday.
Birthday.
here we go.
I'm eating a banana.
I don't think George was on for the beginning too, so he missed our happy birthday song. So, all right, everyone. Well, come join us again in 15 minutes, live from Gallia County, with Scott King and our self-defense and empowerment course. But again, always enjoy our time at Art Outside the Lines. So we will see you tomorrow, ladies. Have a good night.
Bye, guys.